Yo, what's up? What's up? I'm just gonna pop straight into this one. But basically, as the title of this suggests, if I keep it that way, this is how Yana and I, we became millionaires in less than a year. What's up, man? So I'm just gonna jump straight into it. First of all, I'm just gonna go off the cuff with a lot of this stuff. Been a while since I've done live, but stoked to be doing this again. First of all, it depends on your definition of a millionaire. Right now, we fit two of the criteria, which is like net millionaire, which is where basically all of your assets minus your debt accumulate to millionaire. We kind of held off on that one from like saying that we're millionaires and that kind of thing in the first place, just because it's like, you know, you could have a house that's worth like 600,000 and earn like 600,000 a year, and then, you know, have 200,000 in debt, and that makes you a net millionaire. So for us right now, we held off on that because, full transparency, you can look at whatever definitions you want, but for us, it's like our cash flow right now, like our earnings from the business, from all of what we do, 900,000 a year, both my wife and I combined. Our house is worth about 480,000, the house that we own outright. And debt is about 200,000, and we are leveraging that intentionally. Like, we stay in debt. That's a whole nother thing in and of itself. Yeah, so that's the first thing. Second thing is, I like to talk about all these numbers, and you guys might, I've noticed that I do this a lot. The reason I talk about numbers so much and very casually is because I believe that actually gives us a lot of power back over numbers that we naturally get instilled to us, that numbers or money should have over us. So when we talk money, a lot of times, don't talk about how much you earn. You're going to come across as arrogant, or people think you're lying, and it's like, that's fine. Like, it is what it is. I mean, like, I'll explain that in a sec, like why I'm not lying about this stuff. But yeah, when you do that, you kind of, when you don't openly talk about numbers, I think you tend to create this, give money this power that it doesn't have to have over you, and you come at it from a very scarce mindset, which actually makes it more difficult for you to accumulate money and that kind of thing. Not that money is the most important thing in the world. I actually think the reason that we're here and we've been able to do it so quickly is because we are, I believe, very blessed and privileged to be in this position where I do believe a lot of it is God-given talent. Do I think most people can do this? In this period of time that Yana and I have done it, in less than a year of being in business together, no, I genuinely don't think so. So I don't want to give anyone any false illusions and just be like, I don't want to disillusion anyone and be like, yeah, you can do this too. Because I don't think every person is given that gift to be able to do it. Not trying to toot my own horn, because I'm very comfortable saying that a lot more because a lot of that more so is from Yana. So I'm just like, yeah, it's easy to say she's a genius. And I just kind of get some of the splashback, I guess. But I know that I do have a level of skill and talent that I bring to it as well. So I'm not trying to shelve that off for the sake of being disingenuously modest, which is also why I'm so open about talking about this stuff. But the biggest thing is, I believe, yes, this talent is given by God. And the reason we're at the million where we are now is because that's not the end goal. The end goal and the primary goal isn't monetary. It's impact. It's to serve God first and foremost, and it's to serve the world. It's to make the world better in the ways that we want to. So teaching people about, yes, how to make money, wealth creation, you could call that. How to just live a life that you choose to, because it's not a bad thing to not want to earn millions and that kind of thing. I just use money because it's more like a universal construct that everybody understands much more easily than me going in deep in the titles and that kind of thing. And I don't have a problem with doing that. I think it's a useful thing to do because people can connect over that. Anyway, little tangent there. But yeah, the biggest thing is it's about the impact. Because from here, this is not just where we're going. This is part of the journey, and I'm very grateful to be here, especially in the timeline, because we'd actually set out, like, we were like, yeah, realistically we can probably get here by middle of this year, and we set that like towards like September last year or something like that. And then we had talks about, we can probably get there sooner. We're not attached to timelines. That's another big thing. You don't have to be like, I'm going to make it in a year. Because then what if you get there sooner? Like how we did. What if you get there a year and a day later? It doesn't matter. Like what matters is getting there. And the biggest thing for us is, yes, we're here, very grateful, and we understand it's a big move, a big step, and we are honestly so grateful to be in the position that we're in. Very blessed by God. And because that in turn is creating impact even now. And then in future, we want to have even bigger impact, which I may have talked about a little bit before. You guys are along for the journey, basically. We've got a fair few things we want to do by way of helping to make the world better, giving people the option to do that if they choose to themselves. That's a big part of it. And I guess I want to go over a little bit of the logistics as well and like how we did that. Just because, I like being very transparent about everything. And my biggest thing is, when I was saying before, do I think everyone can do this? No. But I also think if you want to, I'd love to see you succeed. I want to see other people be able to do this. If we can help with that, fantastic. If we can't, and all we can do is cheer you on from the side. So my point there was, I don't know which point this is picking up from, but if anyone wants to do that, go after similar things that we've done, I don't want to disillusion anyone and be like, yeah, it's easy, you can do all this and that. Because whilst it is simple, it is also quite hard. But I think if anyone wants to do it, if we can help in that, I would love for you to succeed. If we can't help, or all we can do is cheer you on, then I would love to do that as well. I just want to see as many people succeed as possible, even if my role is just some free advice or just being part of your journey at some stage, which I truly think is one of our strengths. We genuinely want to see other people succeed, and we also have good business sense. So going back, I guess, a bit on the logistics of how this is something like everyone says, but I think investing in learning how to get there is huge. So it's like, investing in mentorship or courses, that's classic. Everyone says that, and I truly believe that is huge, because it's like you stand on the shoulders of giants, or those that have come before you, because you can take what they've learned and then you apply it, and it speeds up the timeline, and then you in turn can pay that forward, which is what we plan to do, and help other people, which we are doing now, help other people go up faster as well. And we've got some cool guys and girls, mainly just guys right now, that we're working with to make that happen. Thank you, Austin, thank you, and thank you, Jackson. So with that side of things, yes, investing in mentorship, but then just doing the work, doing what's required. Like I said, business or wealth accumulation is very simple. And I can say that as someone who's already there, because this is the same mentality I've had to get here that we've had. It's very simple, but it's not necessarily easy. It requires hard work, and that's where learning from other people comes in really handy. I know some people will go after that and say it's pyramid scheme and that kind of thing, but I'm like, I tend not to waste any time trying to address that too much, because it just isn't. If you look at the definition of a pyramid scheme, and like, I choose not to align with things that I don't find ethical. So, it is what it is. I feel like logically and ethically what we're doing makes a lot of sense and is ethical and serves what God has called us to do. And I'm open to being wrong is one of the biggest things there, I think. And that's huge for business as well. Be open to being wrong, but be confident in your position and be willing to understand where you're coming from so that you can apply it at any stage, or to any situation rather, not necessarily any stage, but obviously stage comes with that. When it comes to accumulating that wealth, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Investing, and I think that's huge. I'm not trying to sell anyone into working with me, because there are plenty of other great mentors out there. For that side of things, you don't need me, and a lot of the time, if you're the kind of person that's going to get there, you're going to get there anyway, which is why I give out all the info that I do for free, because it's like, if all you need is a little bit of free info from me, fantastic. And my business model essentially is like, give out all the secrets for free, because if someone's going to make it using just that, they're going to make it using just that. They probably don't even need me. I'm just there to help, basically, genuinely help and move them forward. And then within that, obviously people realize that if they were to work with myself and Yana, then you just get there faster. That's the biggest thing, and you make less mistakes. You're less likely to make those mistakes along the way. There are no guarantees, but there are no guarantees aside from your mindset. It's like, if you decide that no matter what happens, I'm going to be successful, it's not an option to fail, then you're going to make it. Like, you just have to make that decision and then take the action that ensues. So how Yana and I did it, I'll get into some logistics now. I got to run a couple minutes. But basically, and this is why I say less than a year, because Yana and I haven't been in business together for that long. To be honest, it's been much less than a year. I think it was only like around July or August last year, and it might have even been a little bit later, that we decided, hey, let's actually do business together. And we've only just taken on our first joint business client together now. So what we decided to do when we were doing this together, obviously we're married, so we've been doing this, we've been married for almost 2 years now. So obviously effort has been together for it, but we haven't been in business together for that whole time. And that started with me supporting Yana to invest in her knowledge and learning so that she could start earning that way. So what we've done is basically, from my side, we do coaching. Essentially is the easiest way to put that. So it's, what the heck are you doing? So it's health and fitness coaching. So I'm going to get this guy because he's trying to eat something. Anyway, so we do health and fitness coaching from my side, as well as business mentoring. And that's like, that side TKP, that's all me. That's what you guys see on here. And then joint business partner-wise with Yana, she does a lot of property management, as well as, trying to remember all these now. It's business startup and acquisition, and mentoring as well. So essentially she's like a creative CEO, visionary, that type of thing. And this is huge for what I believe has made us be so successful. And then obviously there's a lot of carryover between our businesses because we work together. We mentor across both businesses as and when we're needed. And this is, I believe, why we've been able to do it so quickly and solidly, is like because we've put our efforts together. And this has been in the works for a while. We just haven't been in business together for that long. And that's why it's like, this is like maybe 2 years worth of effort, a year and a half worth of being intentional, and then less than a year of being in business together, that side of things. And that's why it's like we are progressing very quickly with where we are right now. So it's like, I was talking to my mate the other day, and he was talking about, yeah, it's crazy. Like 3 months ago when we were homeless, technically homeless, we were, we were at like 300,000, and then now it's like 900,000. So it's like, to have the income come up so quickly, the progress is very rapid, yes. And a lot of that comes down to, it's like what some people would call an overnight success, but overnight successes are often like 10 years in the making. And so you could look at all the years Yana and I have been working, living life, doing that. It's all been in the making to lead up to this point in time. And God willing, it's happened, and continues to happen. So it's that side of things. So coming back, that was a bit of a tangent. When we're in business together, what we do is basically we work together. So that means all of our efforts and all of our investments, both in like our higher learning and our mentors and that kind of thing, and our business effort, they all compound. And I think that's huge for getting people to be successful faster. It's and getting further along. It's like that phrase that I feel like I use all the time. It's like, if you want to run if you want to run fast, run alone. If you want to run far, run together. And that's why we've built up our businesses to this point with only 2 of us at the helm, like leading everything. And then we're going to start to bring on and develop teams for that side of things. Obviously, one of the businesses that we run together is a cleaning business that Yana really started up with her brother and his friends. So, and that's doing really well. And I guess that kind of goes back into how we did that sort of thing. So a lot of the wealth that we've accumulated is passive income, what people call passive, but how passive is passive income? Really, there's still some level of effort that needs to go into it. And we enjoy that because that's good. It just means we're not as hands-on. We're at the helm making the call, CEO and COO, that kind of thing. So that means that we're not as hands-on with our time, but those businesses are earning a lot of money, and we get people to run the businesses for us, essentially, like the cleaning business. We don't do any of the cleaning. The boys do the cleaning, Vincent and Hamong, and they're killing it. And they're learning from us how to run the business and how to start up businesses and that kind of thing, which is pretty cool because they get to earn money whilst also seeing how this is done. Yeah, and the last thing that I'll say, so we pulled all our efforts together, a lot of business stuff in the property side of things. So yes, that's a bit more passive that way. A lot of people will say that, but yeah, business startup has, hopefully this is working, last two things. We lead through the lens of genuinely helping. That's above everything else. It's not about necessarily just making money. The money comes with genuinely helping. And Yana and I have a really good mix, and you can use this yourselves. We have the perfect mix of characteristics almost to lead and start up businesses and do what we do. So she's got more CEO characteristics. She's like a visionary, future, planning in that side of things. And I've got more COO characteristics. So Chief Executive Officer, Yana, she has more of those attributes, and I've got more Chief Operations Officer, which is COO, and that's more the day-to-day. So like handling how to actually get tasks done, managing the team and that side of thing. And there's no crossover from either one of us, but that's just where our focus is, each of us, and we play to our strengths. So that compounds as well. Anyway, I've got to go, but this has been great. Happy to chat about it more if you want to know. Message me. Let's get cracking. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Take care. Bye.